So I decided I'm going to try the Sam Sulek method of making vlogs. Normally I like to do these really, I wouldn't say like high production style vlogs, but the amount of editing that usually goes into my content can be extensive sometimes, depending on like what I'm doing. I don't know if this is really going to work for me because, again, this is a little different from how I usually do things. And obviously I don't have that same level of physical fitness and strength and charm that Sam Sulek does. But it's definitely something new that I just wanted to try. Something really simple. I feel like I put a lot of work into a lot of the different things that I do at my job, my other channels, my TikTok account. And it's not necessarily my way of getting out of doing more work for videos, because to be perfectly honest, I enjoy making really high quality content for my viewers, my supporters. I don't really like saying my fans, but like my supporters, I guess. I don't really like making lower quality content, but it does help with easing my workload, if that makes sense, right? Because we all work very hard in this world. I think we work a little too hard, if we're being completely honest. We spend more time working on stuff that probably really doesn't mean as much to us as most people think it would. Thinks? What am I trying to say here? We work on a lot of things that really don't mean a lot to us, right? You got projects at your job probably that you don't really care about. You got things like bills and trying to survive and commuting and all that. I don't know really where I'm going with this. But my point is, it's funner to sometimes just kind of take a break from all the chaos of the world, especially like in the editing world, where it's a very competitive environment. Obviously, we got these different metas for how editing is done. Everything's like fast paced nowadays and quick and jump cutty or whatever. It's kind of nice just to take a break from all that and not really have to think about, oh, there's too much dead audio here and here. We need something to keep people entertained here and all of that. Not for every piece of content. I think if you really want to do that style of content, that's fine. But I'm starting to realize there is value in patience and not having everything be super fast-paced. And I just think everything's way too quick nowadays. So what got me thinking like that was I was watching some Sam Sulek videos, and if you don't know who Sam Sulek is, he's a bodybuilder, huge dude, really calm, cool, and collected kind of dude with some really good advice on the world. And the first thing I noticed when I first started watching his videos, maybe about a month or two ago, was how calm they were. They were chill. There wasn't too much going on, too much trying to keep me entertained. It was just listening to a person talk, basically. And I think that's the style of vlogs I kind of want to do for a while, or at least make it like a series, like a more down-to-earth series where my goal isn't necessarily to entertain, but just chat with you and just talk about life. And we're going to do a lot about that. We're going to do a lot about talking about life today. So a few days ago, I went to the hospital for some weird heart palpitations that I had going on, right? I'm only 29, so probably having all of that happen to me isn't really the greatest thing in the world. It probably shouldn't be happening. So I went to the hospital, weird heart palpitations. Heart was beating like irregular, basically. Like there were like 3 pumps and 2, then some slow ones. It was all over the place. It had me terrified. That was the most scared I've ever been for my body, I think, in my life. Now I've gone to the hospital for anxiety attacks, panic attacks. I did like 1 day of therapy to help with the anxiety and panic attacks like 2 years ago, and it just didn't really work out. And the therapist was fine. I just didn't commit to it at the time because I was scared. And I think there's a lot of stigma, especially for men, black men too, where going to therapy is seen as just some kind of crazy thing. And nobody pressured me into not going per se. I just felt a little uncomfortable, which I think nobody should really feel uncomfortable, for the record, to go to therapy. Everybody should go to therapy at least a couple of times in their life. Sometimes you just have to talk stuff out with somebody that you don't know because, well, people you know might judge you. Sometimes a stranger can give you the best advice or the best guidance in the world compared to somebody that you actually personally know. Isn't that crazy how that works? But I went to the hospital for those heart palpitations. Everything turned out okay. They did like 2 EKGs. They did a CAT scan. They took like 8 vials of blood out of my arm. They gave me an x-ray. No physical issues, no actual overall health issues, no diabetes, none of the crazy stuff. They also tested me for COVID and the flu, none of that. So, honestly, in the moment, we really didn't know what happened. Then we started talking about my activities in the week prior. And in the week prior, I went to Austin, Texas. And there was a day where we got really wasted. Just drinking. Me and my friends, some coworkers I work with. We were just drinking and just going crazy, right? So we did that. And then we did it a couple more times in back-to-back days. And I was eating out. I wasn't eating like crazy, but I did eat out, of course, because I'm out of town. My hotel did have a kitchen, which was cool. So I probably should have tried cooking something maybe. I don't know. But they ended up calling my condition holiday heart, and they just told me basically, stay away from alcohol, stay away from caffeine, which I don't consume regularly. Let's just clarify that right now. I don't consume either of those regularly. I only ever consume caffeine maybe once a month. Alcohol is more of a special occasion kind of thing. I don't really like drinking for fun, like just casually in my apartment. Maybe if I was still in college, I would do that, but not anymore. I just don't find it as enjoyable when you don't have good people around you to have fun with it, you know? But they said stay away from alcohol and caffeine for 2 weeks, which is not that hard of a thing for me to do, so I'm doing that right now to get better sleep and probably change up the way I sleep in general. So I'm 99.999% certain I have sleep apnea, right? That weird condition where you can't breathe properly in your sleep. My wife tells me all the time there will be moments when I'm sleeping where I just stop breathing. And it's honestly kind of terrifying when I say that sentence out loud. I just stop breathing in my sleep sometimes for extended periods of time. So I don't know if I'm going to end up on a CPAP machine or what. I have a follow-up appointment this coming next Wednesday. I also have jury duty next week too, which is really cool. So shout out the U.S. justice system for making that happen when I need to basically go back to the doctors. I don't know if they're going to summon me or not, but we'll see. So we got jury duty coming up. We got a follow-up doctor's appointment coming up. And then this past weekend, I was out of town in Columbus visiting some friends for the New Year's. And I just had like a crazy string of like panic attacks and stuff that was like messing with just my overall mood, memory even for a little bit. It was just weird. I think I've just had so much pressure going on that on the one night I did manage to finally relax, I think my body just reacted in a way where it just kind of thought that I just needed to let it all out in a way, you know? And it was terrifying. I've had panic attacks before. I've had maybe one mental breakdown before, just from stress, overthinking, and one time when I got really high in college. I don't smoke anymore. Let's just clarify that. I don't smoke anymore. So that was a thing. I'm cool now. It's just been a lot of chaos the last like week and a half, just trying to get back in the flow of things, get back in the flow of work, trying to keep myself in a good mood. I swear, like whenever you have a panic attack, you don't really feel the same for like maybe like a week or two. It takes a while for your brain, I think, just kind of reset, readjust, and get you feeling like how you used to feel before. And if anybody else has had a panic attack that happens to watch this video, let me know if I'm tripping. I've read some things, I've seen some things where people said, hey, it took me a few weeks to kind of get back in the flow of things. And that's fine. You know, I don't really think there's a problem either with having anxiety or panic attacks, depending on your situation. I think the problem is what do you do afterwards. So, and I think my wife's home. Okay, so my lovely wife just got home and she got the neighbor's mail, and I'm gonna go over there and knock on their door and give that to them and be talkative. Tonight's goal, though, is we're going to go to the gym. We're going to go to the gym, moving on from the really deep topics related to overthinking and anxiety or whatever. Just a final note on that. Like I said earlier, I think it's perfectly fine when that kind of stuff happens. Everybody has their own sets of issues and stuff. 2024 was a great year, so I rarely ever let like little moments in time stop me from having a great year. And I think 2024 was one of the best years of my life. just got to go a little easier on things like drinking and doing all that kind of stuff, right? Just take care of your body, basically, is what I'm saying. So we're going to go to the gym tonight. I'm starting to want to get back in the flow of doing things. Again, heavily inspired by Sam Sulek. Let me put that out there. Heavily inspired by Sam Sulek and Papa Pump on TikTok. There's a few different workouts I want to try. I'm learning more about spending less general time in the gym when I do go and focusing more on actual workouts that'll benefit me. So for today, I always like to start, I think, my return gym sessions with my back because I sit so much, and I think working on your lower back is a really important thing if you have a stay-at-home job or an office job or something. So we're going to work a little bit on the lower back today. And after that, I mean, we'll do some cardio. I might do a tiny bit of legs because I actually do like doing legs. I'm probably one of the few guys out there that casually enjoys doing legs, but that's the goal for the night. And then after that, when we get home, I'm not streaming tonight. I'm probably going to edit this video and get this up. I'm very curious to see how this is going to go because I want to start doing some kind of daily content on this channel, but I don't want it to just be so time consuming that I never get it out. If you overburden yourself with so many projects, or in my case, 2 to 3 YouTube channels, one of them which I haven't really been uploading in a while on, but YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, streams. It can be very overwhelming when you've got multiple platforms that you're producing content to, and then doing things for work, and then doing things periodically for other people. Luckily, and I say luckily seldomly, I haven't had any freelance stuff to do recently, which has been great. I just wouldn't have the time for it. At least I wouldn't have had the time for it at the end of 2024 with how busy the holidays and stuff were. So it's been pretty, manageable. But if I want to add more workloads or more workload to my day-to-day, I don't think doing highly edited vlogging content is a great idea. So we'll just kind of take our time with this. And it'll be a nice change of pace. It'll be a nice way of just slowing my mind down a little bit, working on something that isn't super chaotic. The videos that I work on for my job can be a little chaotic and energetic. So going from working on really energetic videos in the day to working on really energetic videos for the rest of the evening is just mentally draining. So something nice and slow would just be great. And that's the goal. That's the goal for the next few days. I do have the Texas vlogs still in production. Number 3 should already be out. So at the day of filming this, actually, I believe I've already released number 3. So we should be good in that front. And then I will edit number 4, which should be a little bit shorter or a little bit easier. And then I actually did record a 5th vlog, which I didn't even remember, to be perfectly honest. I was so focused on the walking tour that I did for the channel that I forgot about the fact that I actually recorded another vlog that same day too. So lots of cool stuff happening. I'm actually taking my my hobby TikTok account really serious. We're uploading a lot of content around like Gundam kits, model kits and stuff. So, and some of that content has made its way over here. I've uploaded a couple of shorts, and eventually I want to do some kind of vlogs related to Gunpla. But day to day, little by little, we're working on a variety of different things that I think are really cool. And it has been a treat to be able to express creativity in a variety of different ways. Across this channel, across my other platforms, across this chicken that I'm cooking right now. Having I don't know, creative freedom recently has just been really, really nice. So lots of cool projects on the way. I'm gonna finish cooking this chicken, and then I'll see you guys when we're on our way to the gym. And I have to take down a bunch of boxes and stuff too to the dump. So yeah, we'll see you guys when we're on our way to the gym. All right, so I just realized I wasn't recording, but we're done cooking chicken rice, broccoli, onion. The chicken has salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder, cumin, chili powder, and paprika. The rice is olive oil. I cook all my food in olive oil for the most part. Once I finish this up, this will be serving number 2. It's a smaller serving than my first one, like a really small one. Now, I honestly could have waited before I went to the gym or after the gym to probably eat the second serving. I'll just probably eat something light when I get home, like maybe some eggs or something. I want to really get into like calorie counting and do more like caloric deficits and stuff. Legit, this is the first meal that I've had today. All I've had throughout the entirety of this day was water and gummy bears, which is an actually like probably not a great combination. Having food is good for when you're at home all day just working on stuff and not getting the actual physical exercise. So we're going to eat this really quick. And it's really good. And then my wife sometime this week, she's going to make chili, which will also be really nice. We haven't had chili in a while, actually. She's going to make some chili. And then probably some tacos, too. So we'll have a nice set of meals throughout the rest of the coming week. Lots of pre-made meals with the chili, since it'll be like, you know, a pretty big pot of it. Oh, and I brought a banana. This is a banana I partially used on a smoothie I made earlier. So there's that. I'm excited to get back in the gym tonight. Just trying to get all of my energy kind of going back in me in a positive way. I just felt kind of like, I wouldn't say down, but I said this earlier. Whenever you have any form of like panic attack, anxiety attack, whatever, you just feel weird, I think, for the next like few days. And it just kind of takes a minute for you to kind of reset. So instead of moping around and being annoyed and just on edge about how I feel, I'm just going to go to the gym and just sweat it out, reset my body, dump all of those negative chemicals just out on the floor, do some good cardio. And then, yeah, that's pretty much the entire goal for tonight. So I'm feeling pretty bold, so maybe we'll actually bring the camera in for the first time. We'll see. All right. Nice little sesh done. I did back, I did cardio, I did some shoulders a little bit, you know, a little work on my upper shoulders. I didn't, I'm gonna be honest, maybe it's just because I try not to be disrespectful to other people's personal space. I did not record with my actual camera, so I have a couple of clips just from my phone that I just felt a little more comfortable with. Maybe we'll just bring the camera in next time and not worry about what, bothering other people. To be honest, I don't think most people truly will actually care about some random dude in the gym recording, who's minding his own business and not recording them. I don't like to have the whole like tripod set up and just like kind of stick out, but I'm starting to think sticking out really isn't a bad thing. There's no shame in basically, you know, being seen by other people. There's no reason to feel afraid or shy. I mean, what are they really going to do? You know what I mean? I think some of the most brave people are the people that aren't afraid to stand out. And in most cases, I'm not afraid to stand out. But when it comes to filming in a public space, that's the one thing I'm still getting used to doing. And it's just something I got to let go of that fear and like have fun with. You know what I mean? I'm a creator at the end of the day. I love making my videos. I love being entertaining. I love discussions. I love talking. You know what I mean? So let me see if I can turn my light on here so we can actually see me. There we go. So there's a lot that I like doing, and there's just really no reason to be worried about all those little nitty-gritty details and the smaller things, you know what I mean? So, but anyway, we got a nice little workout in. I did 15 minutes on a bike and 10 on a treadmill for a total of 25 minutes. I'm just slowly trying to work things back up after the whole heart scare thing, which I still have to get my follow-up appointment for. I'm just taking my workouts really light. My weight for my back workouts was relatively light. We just want to do things the smart way and take our time, you know what I mean? So I'm probably going to go home and edit this and turn it into just a vlog. Like, we'll see what we do, man. I've never done anything like this, or I have done things like this where there really isn't too much to the editing side of it. I've done them before in the past, but I'm not gonna lie to you. In this generation, with how fast-paced you have to be to kind of like keep up with a lot of these moving trends with content creation, and speaking of that, speaking of trends, let me correct my camera. All right, anyway. I lost my train of thought. I feel like with a lot of this modern world of content creation, fast-paced content, good edits, you know, semi-quick or, you know, chaotic, crazy, energetic edits are really the only way to go for a lot of people. And I kind of felt like that way for a while, otherwise my videos weren't going to do good. But I do miss the days of when content was not necessarily slow-paced, but it was just slower than what it is now. And I like putting effort. I said this earlier. I like putting effort into my content. I do. But I think maybe it's because I'm getting older. I'm starting to realize the value in taking time and slowing down and just not doing the most with a lot of my content, if that makes sense. Like just not everything needs to match the exact same pace. Like when I upload this vlog, it's going to be slightly different from other vlogs. My other vlogs are more jump cutty. There's a lot more action to the edits. This doesn't necessarily need to be that. This is just me sharing some personal time with my viewers outside of the gaming arenas and the big social areas that I like to visit and the groups of friends I like to hang out with. This is just me taking time to talk to the camera, expressing some thoughts. And it's kind of in a way therapeutic. Just like how building model kits is really therapeutic for me. I have a TikTok account where I build all my Gunpla kits. I've actually filmed a couple of them for some vlogs here and there, which I do plan on making a vlog about. Maybe like a Gunpla collection vlog or like a very long video where we just sit there and record me putting a kit together. It could be a long form video or a short form. Probably long form, I think that'd be better. Just a super long video. Make it like 2 hours of just model kit building, you know? But it's nice to have variety. I think it's important to diversify your content and not stick to the same style of editing, recording, or just like idea generation for every single piece of content that you make. That way you don't get bored, you don't get burnout, you don't get stressed. You just take a moment to kind of, you know, breathe. It's like working out in sets. You take breaks in between your sets. You take breaks in between ideas when it comes to content creation. You run one idea in the ground too many times, And at some point or another, you're going to start really disliking just making content as a whole. And I say this with experience from making basically nothing but Call of Duty videos on my FPS channel for basically almost a year. And I've recently switched it up to more Marvel Rivals, Delta Force, some other, shooter games. I think diversifying and not sticking with the exact same game or content idea is crucial to maintaining a healthy and creative mind and just a general better way to focus on what you're doing, If you're serious about doing content creation, which I think most people are, you have to find ways to give yourself a break too. There's a lot of grind set, mindset things out there, and I don't think those are necessarily wrong, but I do think it's just like the theory of streaming 8 to 10 hours a day to 2 viewers a day isn't really going to get you anywhere. You got to diversify and post on other platforms. I also think that you need to find a way to kind of diversify the content that you're making, be it a second channel or finding a way to integrate it into your channel so it, I guess in a way, it still falls in pretty nicely with whatever else you're doing. There has to be a balance. It's just a good way to keep your mental health in check for the most part. So for all my creators out there, this goes out to you, find a way to diversify your content. If you do Call of Duty content, especially since COD is in kind of a weird spot right now, find a way to just switch it up. Throw another wrench into your formula or your engine or whatever. There are different ways to approach a lot of this stuff, and it really isn't as hard as it seems, Sometimes you just got to take that risk and just try something else. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Try something else, man. Like, do some other things, try some other content ideas, pieces, whatever. I don't even know how we got on this subject, to be perfectly honest. But I'm going to really enjoy making videos like this. For the record, I'm not trying to copy Sam Sulek. I just like his style of content. Like, taking moments to just think clearly, I think that style of content is almost a lost art because everything is just so fast-paced now. And seeing somebody be successful doing that style of content gives me the motivation to return to doing that style of content. I used to make strategy game videos for RTS, real-time strategy games on old Star Wars PC strategy games and stuff. And those were way more slow-paced than the cracked out nature of all these modern shooters and all that stuff. And I kind of missed that. And I'm thinking about returning to that style of content, honestly. So, life is just one of those things where it's okay to be cracked and fast, but you got to take a break sometimes and just slow down. And that goes for pretty much every facet of your life. Your content, your life, your mental health, whatever. You got to find a moment to breathe and just think clearly. You're going to burn yourself out. So, let's get in the house. We're going to chill in the office, eat a little bit, and then we're going to sign off for the rest of the night. This has been a really enjoyable experience. We are back home for the rest of the night. Got a nice bowl right here. I decided to just take some raw spinach and just chuck it in there. We got broccoli. We got our whole meal that we basically had earlier just with spinach thrown into it. But I want to get some opinions on this video. I don't know how many people are actually going to see this video or not. So if you do, I would like to get just some more thoughts on this kind of stuff. Like I said, just slow and steady content that breathes, So we're going to be doing more stuff like this in the future, but I hope you enjoyed it, guys. If you did, leave a like, sub to the channel for more vlogs and other kind of IRL content. And hey, this has been Jay. I will see you later. I hope you have a great day. Peace. And I hope that was loud enough for you guys to hear it.